We are in chapter 12, Revelation, and last time, we read from 15 through 17 to the very end, and tried to identify the main details of that passage, so we could see the picture itself as John the Revelator saw the picture. So I would like to read this passage again, and while we are reading, please try to remember what was the study from the last time. Just turn your brains on, start thinking, and we will continue from that point. Okay, Brother Chris, are you ready to read?
Yes.
All right, do not hurry. Let us think while you're reading, okay? Let's do.
From 15 or from 17?
15.
Okay. So the serpent swept water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. But the dragon was enraged with the woman, and he went to make war with the rest of the offspring who kept the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
All right, very good, thank you. So again, how many characters, symbols, main symbols do we see here? You don't need to say 4, 3, 5, but what symbols do we see here, the main ones? So the first one is the serpent. The same one is called the dragon in the same passage. Okay. Next one, we see the woman. She is everywhere in this chapter. That's a symbol. Okay. Then we see the earth, which acts also. And we see the offspring, the woman's offspring. And definitely we see God and Jesus Christ. So these are the acting, how to say, powers, I would say. Now, we already can easily identify the symbols of the woman. Who is the woman? Who does she represent?
The church.
The church. And we're talking about the Christian church, like the church, those people who listen to God. Okay. The serpent and the dragon, we already know who it is. What is his other name?
The dragon.
Huh?
The dragon.
The dragon, the serpent, who is it?
It's the serpent, is it the same?
The serpent and the dragon are the same.
The same.
Yeah, it's the same, yeah. And who is it?
Satan.
Satan. These are two names of the same entity. Two names. So the serpent, the dragon, the Satan, the devil, and also he is called the fallen angel. Okay, in order for us to be to understand it better, especially for Sister Anne, let's go to chapter 12 together. Let's look carefully. I will open the screen with my Bible, and let's see verse 9. Verse 9. Could you read it aloud without hurrying, please? Verse
Well-
9.
Okay. Want me to read, Sister Sasha?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old called the devil, Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
All right. Is it one entity we are reading about here? The dragon, that serpent of old, called devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world, or there are several entities we're talking about?
Mhm.
Only one. You see it?
Mhm.
These are the names of one being, okay? So when we go to the very end and we read verse 15, so the serpent spewed the water, we understand who it is, and the dragon was enraged. That's the same being.
Mhm.
That's the same being. Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good. If you do not understand at least a little bit, you should ask, please.
Yeah, I will. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
very good. So let's continue. So we definitely know the serpent, the dragon being. We know who the woman is. We definitely know God. And it is not a symbol here. That's just God is God when he's mentioned. And Jesus Christ is mentioned as Jesus Christ here. Tell me, please, let's, yes.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Uh-huh.
My name is Christopher,
Mm-hmm.
but no one calls me George.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it the serpent or the dragon and not one and or the other? Why? Do you understand what I'm saying? His name is either one. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay, I think I understand. And let me remind you, we do not know his name.
No, but you understand my point. It's this, there's the serpent, there's the dragon, there's Lucifer, there's Satan. Why is it broken into two pieces in one?
For one being.
Exactly. I mean, in 15, it's the serpent. In 17, it's the dragon. Same being.
Yes.
Why do they make one the serpent and one the dragon? Why are they separating, making it as if they're two different entities?
Or maybe two different descriptive names.
Exactly. Why is it like that?
Absolutely. Does anyone have an answer for that?
Yeah, I think I do. I think it's to describe, in other words, the dragon, like in the sentence where the dragon is most likely being like a dragon. And then in the sentence where it says, so the serpent, well, he's most likely acting like a serpent.
Yes.
That's what I think.
So the serpent is a deceiver. Do you remember when we studied it? And we came to a conclusion that then when that fallen angel is called the serpent, it is bringing us back to the third chapter of Genesis, the book of Genesis, where that fallen angel took the form of that serpent, took over the serpent, deceived the serpent first, and used that serpent. So that's why he has that descriptive name right now, the serpent. So every time when the Bible wants to say about the fallen angel as about a deceiver, the deceiver, it uses the name serpent.
Sister Sasha, may I ask this question? Would be the serpent like a snake?
Like what?
Like a snake.
A snake.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Right now it is like a snake. It
Okay.
looks like it did not look that badly before
Mhm.
before
Mhm.
the fall. Remember, that snake was cursed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would be, on your stomach in the ground. So it looks like that animal, which was created by God,
Mhm.
was changed physically eventually.
Wow.
Physical state of that animal was changed. We do not know how it looked like before, but yes, right now it is a snake. Yep,
Okay.
serpent.
Thank you.
All right. So again, when we read the serpent and we really see that the context is talking about the fallen angel, that's the qualification of the angel to deceive. But when the Bible calls him the dragon, what does it emphasize in him?
Satan.
Yes, it is
The
the
rage,
Rage.
and anger.
Yeah.
yeah, but in the same, let's do it again, because it looks like it's a very difficult concept for many people.
Mhm.
So okay, fallen angel, angel. We do not know his name because Lucifer is not the name either.
Oh. Hmm.
It's just a word which was produced out of the biblical Latin words. Luciferio, the one who has light barrier. He had light. So Luciferio is not a name either. The fallen angel is the closest name we would call him. We know that he is an angel, and we know that he is a fallen angel, but we do not know his name. For example, we know the name of the most powerful angel in heaven right now. His name is Gabriel.
Gabriel. Gabriel.
And he actually calls himself that name. He says, I'm Gabriel. So we basically know his name, though it might be a descriptive name also, not like his regular name. For example, I would not do that. But please, let's understand, it's not like Sasha, Doreen, Michael, like, our own names. There is no such name for this being here. Nobody knows that name. Basically, he had to have it, but we do not know it. But we know that he is called the fallen angel, the dragon. He is called the serpent. Okay?
Mhm.
One second. He is called Satan. That's a descriptive name also.
Sister Sasha, all of these names, they're just for mankind's understanding, really.
Yes,
For-
exactly. Yeah.
For our reference, for a reference point.
So wait,
And
let's-
he is called devil also.
Yep.
I hope I spelled it correctly. So devil means the accuser. So he is the accuser for everyone. Satan means the one who is in opposition, is an adversary. Okay. The serpent. Yes.
No E in devil.
No E in
No
devil.
E in devil. Okay,
Devil.
thank you. So the serpent means that he is that deceiver who was deceiving Adam and Eve.
Mhm.
Okay. The fallen angel means that he is an angel, but he's no longer with God. Okay. And the dragon means that he is, we need to make another study for that, but just please remember, he is controlling the earth.
Uh-huh.
That's that's the descriptive name which is given to him, the controller of the earth.
But it's also, sister, isn't it not also that he makes war?
That's why he makes war.
Mm,
Why do we have a war between Ukraine and Russia right now? Because the dragon made it happen. Because he is holding all the strings for the humanity in his hands, and he's trying to make wars everywhere.
So he's in control, yeah.
He's in control, and it is political and economical control. Okay? So every time when you meet that word, the dragon, you need to simply have the connection to the political and economical control of the earth. Now let's put it together. We try to answer Brother Chris's question. Why is he called the serpent here in verse 15, but in verse 17 he is called the dragon? Try to make a conclusion here. Okay, all together. I will wait.
oh, isn't the serpent like a deceiver?
The serpent is the deceiver. Yes. Let's put that idea of the deceiver and read verse 15, Sister Anne. Read verse 15 and change it. The deceiver. Okay.
The deceiver spewed water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood.
Good.
Sure.
Now here, and the political economical
Dragon.
system. Okay.
That's a Satan.
No, Satan
Oh,
is the
oh, that's right.
opposition.
Opposition. The dragon.
Verse
And the-
17, read, changing
and
the
the
dragon. Mhm.
Oh, change the dragon to, oh, not Satan.
Control.
What is
Control.
it?
Control.
Control? Oh,
The control, the
Thank you.
political control.
okay. That's right, because he is in control of what's going on now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And the control was enraged with the woman.
and he
And
went.
he went to make war with the rest of the offspring who kept the commandments of God and have the testimonies of Jesus Christ.
All right. So for the first thing, he is the deceiver. He's acting as the deceiver. But you see, he does not succeed.
No.
So once he did not achieve what he wanted to achieve as the deceiver, he starts using his other face. He brings into the game his controlling powers on the earth. So what does it mean in verse 17 if we see the dragon acting against the believers? Who will be actually acting against the believers? If the dragon is a symbol of political and economical powers of the earth,
Oh, the authorities.
the authorities of the earth will be against the believers, trying to kill them. Do you see it?
Yes. In other words, the dragon,
Yes.
because he's a dragon, he's controlling, he wants to kill the people.
Yeah, so before when he was acting as the serpent, he was trying to make flood, to put that woman in the flood, and we will be talking about like trying to understand what the flood represents. But definitely it's something about deceptive actions. So he would be trying to do some false things. But when he sees that that's not working, he will engage other powers. He will engage the whole world, all the authorities of the world against
Mm.
the rest of that woman. So,
Which is
mhm,
which is the church? Which is the church?
not just the church. We will
Okay.
see this offspring, you see, with the rest of
Okay.
her offspring.
Okay.
But we already see two actions which the dragon will be doing. The first action, he will be acting as the deceiver. And the second action, the last action, he will be acting as a political power, which will be, he will be using the whole world to just kill the rest of the believers physically.
Mm.
Does he act, is he acting this way, like verse 17 says, right now? Do we see it?
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Examples, give me examples.
He was enraged. It was like with
I mean,
Oh.
do we see a picture, a worldwide picture, when the authorities of the governments of this world are killing Christians? Do we have a picture like that in the world right now?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know. Wait, what's going on? What's going on now in Ukraine?
Well,
What's going on?
Ukraine and Russia are having a civil war.
Yeah.
It's not about Christianity at all.
Oh, okay.
This is a war for territories. But we're talking about a war when the killing power will be the authorities of the world, and those who are being killed will be Christians. Do we have such a picture right now?
Is Asia doing it? People in Asia?
In Asia, we have something like that, yes. Persecution of the Christians through the authorities of the civil government, yes. Also, we can watch something like that in Muslim countries, I mean, heavily Muslim countries, when the authorities of those countries persecute Christianity. But do we see the same picture for the whole world?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mm.
It is to come.
Yeah.
But we don't see it. We will study it more carefully later, but once Brother Chris asked the question about the serpent and the dragon, did you get the idea of the differences in actions, how the fallen angel acts when he's identified as the serpent and as the dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right now, he's acting as the serpent. He's a deceiver. The whole world is deceived. And Christianity is pretty much deceived also by him. All right. Let's continue. Now we are going to look at verse 15 more carefully. And it's gonna take pretty long time, so please be advised. I would say advised. The serpent spewed water out of his mouth. So, what is the what's that word? I keep forgetting it. What is the origin of the water?
Oh, wait a minute. Is
You mean the symbol?
The symbol, yeah.
No. Look
No.
at the verse 15 and tell me where the water originates from.
Is it the Mediterranean Sea?
His mouth.
No, it's not.
His mouth.
No, his mouth.
So where was the water before it came out?
Inside,
Of whom?
the serpent.
The serpent.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see the picture?
Yes.
It
Yeah, 'cause
was
he
not
spit out the water.
outside of him. It was inside. It was
Inside.
produced in him.
Oh, that's when he spit it out, the water.
Yes. The water was in him and
Yeah.
he spit it out of his mouth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does the mouth represent as a symbol? That's a very easy symbol.
So speaking is
Speaking.
phrase.
Absolutely.
Speaking? Okay.
Absolutely. It's very easy. It's everywhere in the Bible the same. What do ears represent if you have ears?
Here.
Hear, so you can hear, okay? Nose,
Smell.
nose. What would a nose represent?
The smell.
The smell, but
Mouth?
it's breathing. You breathe with your
Yeah, breathe.
nose.
Yeah.
Okay. What do the eyes represent?
You see?
See,
Vision.
vision,
Vision,
how
yeah,
you
vision.
see. Yeah, how you see. If your eyes are closed, you cannot see. If your eyes are weak, you cannot see correctly. So that's a symbol also. Okay?
Okay.
Well, and the mouth represents ability to speak. All right. So let's put it together. So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth. Could you try to open that symbol out a little bit more so we can see the main idea what is happening here?
If the serpent spewed water out of his mouth, then the serpent said all kinds of harsh words, like bad words.
Or maybe not harsh and bad, but he was representing some
Deceptive.
ideas.
Yes, deceptive ideas.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And deceiving.
Not just deceiving, these are deceptive ideas. Okay, that's not like making miracles or something. It's about ideas. It's about fight of mouths. So, for example, I come to someone and I say, well, you know, we need to keep 7th day of the week, which is called Sabbath. And
Yes.
my opposition says we need to keep the 1st day of the week, Sundays. So, and we are not going to, you know, shoot each other or hit each other. We are going to be fighting with our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
I will be representing the biblical verses. I will be giving examples and so on, and my opposition will be doing exactly the same thing. So it will be a fight of ideas, of understanding. Okay. So when the serpent is when the fallen angel is represented that way, it's very possible, it's highly possible that he is producing some kind of water inside of him, which is deceitful ideas and doctrines, which are coming out of his mouth like a flood. To do what?
Like a
Okay.
flood.
What's the idea? Why would be he spewing out so many huge ideas out of his mouth as a flood? What for?
After the woman,
Yes, and what's the idea?
the church.
To carry her away.
No, sorry, wait.
Yeah. To kill her,
Yeah.
to carry her away.
To get rid of, would it be sort of like
Mhm.
or get rid of get her out of the church, so to speak, or just would that be a different sort of way of seeing it?
Well, let's just talk about how we see the picture. If I am in a flood, I'm going to be on the surface of that flood for a while, but eventually I will drown
Mm.
if the flood is mighty enough. So if the flood which serpent makes is mighty enough, the church will drown. But let's understand, the flood which is represented here, it's not water. It's
the
not,
flood.
it's doctrines, ideas, thoughts, which could shake the church and change the church, and by that drown her and kill her. Don't we have such ideas? One of the worst ideas, which is getting out, which is getting into the churches right now, in this precise time, in every church, this is an idea of psychology.
Mhm.
So every church, it's not like only Adventist church, the Baptists, the Charismats, the Orthodox, the Catholics, everyone is just around that idea heavily. Let's help people with understanding their psychology. Let's help them to find through themselves and all that stuff. So eventually people who get on that hook of psychology will start just falling apart in the flood, because the Bible talks about complete change of mind, and it's not psychology, it's very different. It's called new birth, and it's produced by God and God alone, not by any human being who is talking to you and trying to help you out. So what's the greatest idea which the serpent gave to the church so much that almost the whole church is drowning right now in that idea?
Yes. Mm.
What is it? What's that idea? And by the way, it's interesting that that idea came out right in the time when the Adventist church was being formed, 1840s, 30th and 40th. Charles Darwin, the idea of the evolution. This is absolutely satanic idea. It was
Wow.
produced by Satan in order to overcome the first angel's message. When the message says, we will read it, we will study it. The message says, fear God and bow down to God, the creator. So the idea of evolution, the theory of evolution, is completely against the creator. What does the evolution say? There was a big boom before. Everything happened on its own. Nobody was involved in creating anything. And then eventually all the humans came out of monkeys. Am I correct?
Mhm.
That's what the theory of evolution says. Monkeys were really smart, the smartest animals. And monkeys themselves came from fish. And fish themselves came from, I don't really know, from what? From rocks, okay? And by the way, from rocks, we had to happen potatoes and birds and bananas and kiwi. Everything came from rocks. It just happened somehow they started getting developed. But the main idea of the theory of evolution is about humans, to make sure that humans do not realize their destiny in the universe. Because if you know that you came out of a monkey, you are not like God, unless the monkey was created in the image of God.
Mm.
You see it?
Mhm.
So, and there is no God in your life. That's it. The theory of evolution puts God out of the picture of the universe completely. And that theory of evolution is in every church right now, even
Wow.
in the Adventist church. Come to your churches and ask if you are a Baptist or if you are Orthodox or a Catholic, and ask a normal human being over there, say, how was the world created? Or maybe without asking created, maybe you can say, how did the world come to life, you know, and listen to the answers. You will be amazed. Nobody will tell you that the world was created in 6 days. And even if somebody tells you about the 6-day creation, they will say, and by the way, every day is like 1,000,000 years. Or maybe more than 1,000,000 years, because they need time to put all this evolution theory in the creation. So you see what's happening in the churches. The churches say we believe in God, but definitely they do not believe in God if they do not believe in 6 days creation. And I mean days, not years. One more awfulness of that evolution theory, a theory of evolution. If I ask in my church or in other churches, is it possible to get rid of a sin which you commit? Some people, if they are normal Christian reading the Bible, they will say, yes, it's possible. And if I ask how, they will say, oh, you will need to work on it. You will need to do this and that, and maybe in 10 years you will stop smoking or drinking or doing bad stuff. This is the theory of evolution.
Mhm.
Because the Bible says, especially when we read how Jesus was healing and bringing people up to himself, the Bible says that the click happens right away. You smoked, you stopped smoking. You were bad in some area of your life and you stopped being bad because you believed. Everything is by faith. So why a smoker who believes in Jesus Christ cannot stop smoking? First of all, it's very possible he is an evolutionist, because he thinks, yeah, it should take some time for me to get adjusted, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's evolution, okay? Or maybe he does not really believe that Jesus can stop him smoking. Only two possibilities. If he believes that Jesus is ready to stop him smoking, he will stop smoking. And that's it. Because Jesus is the creator, and he acts towards us as the creator. How did he create? He said, let it be light. Okay, I ask you, how much time passed by before the light appeared?
Straight away.
Straight away, no a second in between. God says, let it be light. The light happened, that's it. If you think that there were some seconds, there was some time between when God said it and when it happened, you are evolutionist. You see? So the worst part for the churches, for the Christian church, was that theory. Yeah. Also, there is one more bad thing which was created by Satan, basically in the same time frame. It was from a different perspective. It was about mesmerism, hypnosis. Psychology started getting developed in that time, but mostly hypnosis. Hypnosis is very dangerous. It's when one mind of a human being tries to take over another mind of another human being. That's strictly prohibited by God. You should not give your mind to anybody's hands at all.
Wow.
Because if somebody gets access to your mind, they basically can program it the way they want it to be. And many churches do not realize how they use all those. For example, some music can be hypnotizing. For example, if you sing one phrase over and over and over again in little bit different tunes, but like for 2-3 minutes you sing it, it's hypnotizing. Yeah, right now the charismatic churches use special light effects in their services, and I honestly believe that those effects came from Satan himself, because when the light is changing and you are singing and you are in this uplifting situation, it's hypnotizing also. You stop thinking in this case. You see, it's a flood. I just started talking about it. It's a flood, and the church is drowning in that flood. The serpent did it all. It's very interesting that eventually we see in verse 17 that there is a group of people who do not get anything of it. The rest of her offspring. So the fallen angel cannot deceive them. So he will start using the civil authorities to kill them. That's the idea. All right, I think we should stop it here to comprehend, to pound on the ideas. And next time we will continue more in depth to look at some words in verse 15. So, and you will see that I didn't make a mistake when I commented about the flood. Let's pray.